All units respond. You stupid motherfucker! Suspect is in custody.
Hey, it's a pleasure to have a living legend here in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the man himself, Shawt Mane Shawt.
Hey, appreciate that, man. It's an honor.
All right, look, I know you're a busy man, so I won't take up too much of your time.
Oh, I got time today. I made sure none of them bitches can contact me, cause the John's gonna come and the money gonna come too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I guess you really are about that life.
Shit, I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, gotcha. All right, so without getting too sidetracked, let's get into the good stuff. How long have you been a member of LBP?
Man, since hoes was rocking afros and getting back shots in the back of the bathroom at Roscoe's. You know what I'm saying?
So, since the 70s, I imagine?
Man, give or take, but I've been doing music ever since the Temptations was known as the Provocations. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't give me this look when I tell you this. I'm the one that told them to change that name. Look, don't lump me in with Spencer Lioness or BK Hartman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if that's true, then I guess you made them a household name.
Man, what the fuck you mean if that's true? I ain't got a reason to lie about none of this shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Look, my bad. Look, I didn't mean anything by it. It's just that they've never mentioned you in their biography, that we don't see you in the movie.
Nigga, I had a cameo in the movie.
You did? Okay. Where?
Shit, I was the nigga that bought David Ruffin the cocaine. Now, it's a funny story, but listen, let me tell you. See, what happened was I was bringing the coke to him that day, and some nigga just happened to have the camera rolling, and they caught the whole transaction on camera. And I'm not sure why they decided to put that in the movie, but hey, I mean, you could almost say it's a documentary. Man, look, don't give me that strange ass look. Man, he a grown ass man. If this nigga wanna sniff coke off a stripper's ass crack or whatever, hey, that's his business. All I was doing was providing a service to a client who had certain needs that he couldn't get in the mainstream way. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair point. So, what's your role in the band?
Man, I play guitar, I compose lyrics, and every now and then I might ghostwrite some shit for Spencer when he didn't have too much Viagra, when it's time to turn in the records and all that, you know shit like that.
Hold up. That old ass nigga is still laying pipe?
Man, look, just because he take Viagra, it don't necessarily mean he using that on somebody, you know what I mean? And not to mention, as old as he is, how much blood do we got left in the system? I mean, it can't be that effective, right?
Well, wouldn't that apply to you as well?
One, my sexual exploits are not up for debate here. I'm not the topic of discussion, he is. And two, I never said I use the shit, so you can stop that gaslighting shit right now, my nigga.
Hey, chill. No need to get defensive, my guy. I'm just a radio guy, brother.
Man, nah, man, you a nigga over here getting these dumbass niggas up on here to confess to crimes they ain't even been caught for yet, and you making a nice little profit out of it. Who the fuck you fooling?
Well, it's not that black and white.
Nigga, it ain't 50 Shades of Grey neither. I just call the shit like I see it. So if it looks like to me you profiteering off niggas snitching on themselves, I'ma call this shit what it is. It look like you profiteering off niggas snitching on themselves. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad business model. If they dumb enough to do the shit, that's on them.
So you're the guitarist. Now, what is the story behind that? Because it ain't too many black men who play an instrument that doesn't use a sampler.
Now I know you just trying to get a reaction out of me. But I ain't gonna let you though. And for right now, I'll let you keep your insurance premium at your current rate. As far as playing the guitar, I've been messing around with that since 1960. Yeah, around 1960. After the rides down there in the swamp, motherfuckers was just burning down everything. I'm telling you. Some of the owners even burnt down their own shit trying to collect insurance money. Talking about the riders did and this shit. Man, ain't like the niggas were making that much anyway.
No shit.
Man, I tell you, some of them niggas are still eating off that insurance fraud shit today. One nigga got paid and went to the goddamn Philippines. That nigga made that money stretch like Elastigirl pussy from The Incredibles. I'm telling you, that nigga still living like a king today.
You know, I'm not from the streets or nothing, but wouldn't this be a form of, snitching?
Man, it's only snitching if the statute of limitations hasn't expired, my nigga. And the mafia does this shit all the time where they go on these internet platforms and they give you the Madden playbook about how many times this homeboy that shot a nigga, stabbed a nigga. Hell, he might even give you the whole RSVP of who was there. I'm telling you, man, that shit is ridiculous. He might as well put the whole info in a goddamn registry, and they will literally tell you where all the skeletons are buried. But they don't get called snitches, they get called movie stars. Shit, ask Ray Liotta and Henry Hill and Goodfellas about that one. Casino. Do I need to go on?
Well, I guess I can't argue against that.
So after the riots, you had stores burned down and all that shit. You had products that were still in relatively good condition. You could say after the fact it was a real fire sale. But I digress. I found a music store and found a guitar that wasn't all fucked off. So I already knew what nobody was gonna come looking for it, nor was they gonna care about it. I mean, your store's burned down, nigga. Who cares? So I grabbed it and, well, here we are. And it wasn't just me, stealing shit like you say. It was every nigga who had a car and trunk space. So if you had a pickup truck, you was in business, my nigga. I'm telling you.
So you basically stole it.
Is it really stealing if the owner was committing insurance fraud by burning the place down? Now, if anything, I was a responsible citizen saving a piece of musical merchandise from certain destruction amidst harsh elements of inner city life.
Let me ask, and don't take this the wrong way, but how come you never talked like this before? And I had no idea you were so articulate. You sound like a completely different person than on the records we've heard thus far. I mean, you always arguing with the bandmates and all that.
Man, I told you, I compose lyrics, and that requires a fuck ton of reading. And it helps that I read a lot and I had straight A's in school, so
how'd you manage to learn everything you know if you skip so much?
See, what I would do, I would read the textbook far ahead of where the teacher told us to. Now, when I get into a subject, I used to get deep into it, which, I got so many baby mamas, but that's another story. But thing is, I dive deep into a subject, I read everything, and I ended up knowing a lot more than the teachers. So every time they leave out some stuff, I'm the kid in the back that will, teacher, that's not that because of this and this and this. And teachers do not like it when you correcting them in front of the whole fucking class. So naturally, I kept getting put out of class for disturbing the peace. Well, that's what it said on the detention slips anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, teachers ain't like me, so I ain't like them.
Okay, so did the same thing happen for you on the guitar?
Man, hell no. I'm gonna tell you like this. Guitar is not exactly the most intuitive instrument out there. I had to be around people who were bad on that in order to even get halfway good. I'm telling you, man, it took some trials and tribulations. That's all I can say.
Anybody we know?
Probably not, but I'll tell you this. The guys I learned from, them motherfuckers were putting in work. Shout out to the New York niggas for that one, but they were putting in that work. Now, these niggas, you look up their bios and all that, they be having 35,000, 60,000 studio sessions and all that, and it's like, how the fuck you have put in that much time and nobody knows who you are, right? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because them niggas were the ones playing on all them damn records from back in the 60s.
Bullshit.
No. Matter of fact, I have quite a few stories, and I'll tell you one in particular. There was this one drummer. This nigga was I mean, trash. I'm telling you, brain. This nigga was so bad. Man, you thought Milli Vanilli was bad, my nigga. You ain't heard shit till you heard these niggas. But this particular incident, this drummer was so trash, he couldn't even play a simple boom, boom, bop, boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. That nigga couldn't even play something as simple as that. So what the producer did, I told him to, go relax his mind, go take a break. So this nigga went and got high as fuck and did a whole bunch of other shit on the side. So they bring in the team of crack commando musicians. Now they had them record all the goddamn parts over. I'm telling you, this whole band was trash. It was terrible. So drummer comes back the next day and, listens to it. And he says, I don't know what you guys were talking about. It don't even sound that bad. And the producer tells him, motherfucker, because it ain't you.
Wow. Would you mind giving us a hint?
Nigga, it was the Needles. I'm telling you, all them niggas in the 60s, them niggas was so goddamn high on coke, LSD, barbiturates, and the bitches they was with too, but that's another story for another day. Them niggas, they had no mindset to be practicing their instrument, nigga. I'm telling you, it's like one of those open secrets in the industry.
Goddamn. Now I gotta listen to those records with a completely different perspective. But let me not get sidetracked. Since you goes written for Spencer, do you consider that, I guess, in the same lane or the same category, or?
Nah, because for all the bullshit he speaks on all these records and whatnot, talking about he does this and does that, he can back up about, I'll be nice and say about 80% of it. And I only ghostwrite for him when he takes too much Viagra because he over there trying to fuck fuck on some tail feather, what he calls him. That's the only time I do it. Other than that, he writes his own shit.
So is it true that Spencer docks your pay when you don't show up to a session?
Yeah. I was gonna say in a manner of speaking, yeah, but just yeah. Because what happened, the label allocates a certain amount of money to each band member and whatnot. And yeah, it does get docked from, I guess, that budget. Now, I'm telling you, I'd be more pissed off if I didn't have several various streams of income coming in. But ever since I got that, I stopped getting mad because early in the days, I used to go fly off the handle. And I had to learn early on that dealing with this nigga here, I gotta have other money coming in. And mind you, back then, you shorted me even a penny a quarter, it was your ass. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Okay, I gotta ask, why the hell you still doing business with the nigga then?
Man, to be honest, I don't really have a good answer for you, Glad. It's one of those toxic friendships, partnerships, or whatever you want to call it. That's as good as the answer you're gonna get out of me. It's just one of those dysfunctions you just kind of learn to deal with.
All right, okay. I like to keep these interviews from dragging on too long, so I'll save some questions for the next visit. But I do have two more to ask you.
All right. Oh, that's cool. Shoot.
Did you really loan Willie Earl 25 racks? And if so, why? And how did you come up with that much back then?
I'm not gonna tell you every detail, but I'll give you the broad strokes of the situation. No, I did not loan Willie Earl the 25 racks. I gave him the 25 racks because people were starting to take notice. Boy, I need some water. People were starting to take notice of my financial situation, and I couldn't have that. So I figured it's best to just take this. I don't want to call it a loss, cause hey, look at that. Look at what he did with the barbecue. But take this loss and just deal with the hit. Better give it to him than somebody else, right? And just so you know how I got it, there was no gay shit involved.
That is a oddly specific caveat.
Man, Pimp Brad done already told y'all how this industry works. I'm sure you heard the stories, cause I done heard a lot of them my damn self. Niggas over there bending over, you know, like Ving Rhames and Pulp Fiction. You know, boys playing both sides of the stick, getting stuck up, like robbery and whatnot. You know, pitching and catching. Shawt wasn't doing that.
All right, last question. C-Mo Jackson. Who is he and why haven't we heard of him before now?
Man, C-Mo, what can I say about C-Mo besides he's C-Mo? You know, he has no filter. He has no off switch. I will say this, he a real nigga, but he can be a real nigga at the most inconvenient times, if you know what I mean. There was this issue of an outstanding loan totaling $2. Now, $2 may not sound like shit to you today. You can't even get a bag of hot fries with those. But $2 back in those days was a lot of goddamn money. But I'm sidetracking here. There was this nigga owed me $2, so I charged him up about it. He said he ain't have it, but he got a brand new car. And a bitch in the passenger seat eating cheddar biscuits. Nigga, you know how much cheddar biscuits cost? But thing is, words were exchanged. That didn't work, so hands got exchanged in only one direction, and it wasn't in my way. Then faces hit the ground. Pockets got ran. They wasn't mine. Then the issue of this outstanding loan was settled. Now, this aftermath was a fairly straightforward affair, if I do say so myself. But this nigga C-Mo, he went and made a whole goddamn record naming me in the incident. I'm like, nigga, why did you go ahead and put that out there? Like stop telling. We know you a real nigga. You do not need to tell everybody about your real nigga shit, about your real niggas doing real nigga shit. Like, shut the fuck up sometimes. God damn, boy. And then in that song, I Know, he mentioned me beating a nigga over $2. Like, boy, shut the fuck up. We know. Stop. And another thing, this nigga C-Mo, if you trying to make any real lasting personal change, don't hang around this nigga. Why? How can I say it? This nigga uses motherfucker more than Samuel L. Jackson in the 90s. No. More than Samuel L. Jackson and Scarface in the 90s. And that's C-Mo for you in a nutshell.
Damn, I guess they could never have a censored version of his album. You might as well bleep the whole thing out. Well, on that note, we're gonna cut this interview short. And once again, this is the legend, the man, Shawt Mane Shawt of LBP in the building. And we hope to have you on again real soon.
Appreciate you having me on, man. You know, look forward to the next visit. Now, let me go check and make sure these hoes out here walking that stroll like they're supposed to.
All units